Hey everyone, in this video I'll be showing you how to connect your Flask Python code with MySQL database. So let's get started. So the prerequisite for this video is going to be you must have Python as well as MySQL server and workbench installed on your system. And if you want to watch that, you can just click on the card that is appearing on top. If you have those already installed, let's just get started with the code. So first thing, just open a folder in Visual Studio Code and just create a new Python file. So let me just name it as new.py. So I'll be showing you how to connect to the database as well as displaying the tables present in the database. So there are 3 steps for this. First is installing the necessary packages. Next thing, writing the connection code. And the third step is writing the query to show the tables in the database. So let's begin with the first step. For this purpose, we'll be requiring 2 packages, which is Flask and MySQL connector Python. So just go to your terminal and run the command pip space install space flask space MySQL hyphen connector hyphen Python. So just hit enter. Yeah, I've already installed these packages. So now let's begin with the code. So it's going to be from Flask import Flask. Okay, and next is going to be import MySQL dot connector. That's it. These are the 2 imports. And next we'll be defining our app, which is the Flask variable. And inside this you need to pass underscore name. That's a directory path over there. And next is going to be our connection variable. Okay, so it's going to be con. Let me have it the connection variable like that, equal to MySQL dot connector dot connect. Okay, and inside this we'll be passing the host name, username, password and database. So first, host equal to, within single quote it's going to be localhost, since we are running this code in local. And next is going to be the username. User, in my case the username is root. So if you don't know what you have the username, just go to your MySQL database and go to your connection, right click, and you're going to edit connection, and here you can see I'm having the username as root. So that's going to be the username. By default in most of the cases it's going to be root. And next is going to be your password of the database. So I will type my password, enter yours there. And next one is going to be the database name. So database equal to, so let's just go and quickly create a database. So I am here in my MySQL connection. So just open your connection, you'll be getting this. And let me just create a database. So this is the database that I'm going to create, my database, that's the name. So just a simple SQL query over here, just create this and refresh here. Our database has been created. So I'll just copy the database name and put it over here. That's it. Now we are done with our connection variable. Final step is going to be finding the list of tables in that particular database. So for this we will be requiring a function, and we'll also attach a path to that function. So come to the next line. Let me name the function as get underscore tables. And yeah, as I told you, we need to have a path attached to it. So it's going to be the API path at app, which is the Flask variable that we have defined earlier, dot route, and we need to pass the URL path inside it. It's going to be slash get table comma methods. So we will be having post, put, update and delete, okay, the operations. So this is going to be a get path because we are just going to fetch the data. Okay, we aren't going to insert anything, so it's going to be a get path. And next is going to be the code inside this. So it's going to be cursor. So this is going to be the variable with the help of which we will be able to execute our SQL queries. So we call that cursor. So connection variable, the variable that we gave here, connection variable dot cursor function here. That's it. And next is it's going to be cursor dot execute. As I told you, with the help of cursor only we will be executing the SQL queries. So the query to show the tables in a database is show tables, and make sure that you are also having a semicolon over here. And that's it. it's going to be tables, this is just a variable, equal to cursor dot fetch all. So this basically fetches the result from the cursor variable. And next we are just closing the cursor. Okay, once that is done, we'll just close the cursor, and also we will just close the connection dot close. Next is going to be table underscore names equal to table of 0. I will explain in a second why we will be requiring this code. Okay, basically we'll be getting a result in a comma separated form, so here we are just destructuring that result. I'll just explain you once I've typed out everything. For table in tables, and here we'll just return it, return JSONify, and we'll be just returning a JSON back as a response into our Postman. So let me just have tables colon this variable table underscore names, and also we need to pass the status. So it's going to be comma 200. We need to pass a string as well as status. Okay, and we need to import this JSONify from Flask. Okay, like this. So that's it. This is basically our code, and if this code works well, basically that means we have successfully connected our Flask code with MySQL. Okay, so next thing we'll be just having the main function, which is the starting point, name equal to main, just to indicate the code that this is the starting point. And we can just have a print statement connecting to database, and next is app dot run. You can just pass here debug equal to true, just in case if you want debug enabled also. So this app variable, same variable that we have used here. So that's pretty much the code, guys. I'll just save it and just clear the console. Now let me go to my database, and I'm having a database created, but I don't have any tables inside it. So I'll just use this database and create table. I'll just have another table here, and it's going to be another table like this. So this is the query show tables. This basically displays the list of table in any database. So if I run it, here you can see I'm having the tables users, user1, user2, which is the tables that we created a moment ago. We are having 3 tables in our my database. Okay, and now the exact same query show tables was used in our code. So here you can see I'm having the exact same query. I'm executing the exact same query over here. So this is fine. So let me just now start our server. Okay, start the code. So for that, it's going to be python space your file name dot py with the extension. Hit enter. Here you can see the application has started, and by default it takes the port 5000. Okay, so now go to Postman, and you need to have this one, http://localhost : you need to change this to 5000, and the operation is going to be get. Make sure that you're changing to get. No need of any body or something, and we need to get the path. The path here is /get table. Copy this and put it over here, and you're just going to send it. And here you can see I'm getting the tables. So this is the key, and we have specified the key over here when returning, and we are getting the names users, user1 and user2, which is the exact same names that we get in the query when we ran it in MySQL workbench. So this works perfectly fine, and which means that our connection is also successful. So now let's explain you why we have given this particular line. Okay, so if I just go here and add a print statement, print tables, I'm just printing this, saving it, so it automatically restarts. You don't have to stop. Okay, and if I just hit it again, here you can see this is the value that I get. So it's in square bracket, and within that circular bracket, and inside that I'm having users, users1, users2. So this is how we get it. So basically we are getting tuples inside a list, and by this table of 0, it means we are fetching the first element present in each tuple, which is the table name users, user1 and user2. So that's this code, and we are getting it in a form of a list like this. We are getting it in this form. We are converting that into a list, and then we are just assigning it to this key, and we are sending it with the status 200, and we are getting it in a response. So It works, guys, and I hope you'd have found this video useful. Do check the playlist of my channel. I've done a lot of videos in CRUD operations using Node.js, Spring Boot with MySQL, MongoDB and PostgreSQL, as well as AI tools and APIs tutorials. Check the playlist, subscribe me. Thanks for watching.